There's a reason why you shouldn't look under your bed at 3 in the morning.
Guys, they're literally carrying.
There's a conspiracy theory that claims that we're already dead.
Welcome back to Paranormal Highway. Today, we're checking out some more creepy TikToks. Let's get started.
Bro, this is fucking ridiculous. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Oh my god. Help! Should I lay on the ground?
Why is he laughing? I don't know if he's a storm chaser or something, but I would be panicking if I got stuck in a freaking tornado. Like, how is he so calm acting like it's a joke? How did he even get stuck in a tornado in the first place? I'm not saying this is where they got the inspiration, but the resemblance is kind of crazy and kind of creepy. And The Black Phone, which is the movie that The Grabber is from, is about him taking kids. You know what? Someone else can connect these dots. I don't want to fall down this rabbit hole. The sugar is being so dramatic for what? Like, no one said to open a gateway to hell. You could have just melted and called it a day. Are we even sure it's real sugar? I'm pretty sure real sugar would just melt, right? Someone let me know in the comments if there's some scientific reason for this.
For entertainment purposes, if I wanted to convince you that fallen angels are real, and that they've positioned themselves to be in sight, I'd start with Keanu Reeves, and here's why. First, I noticed a lot of songs in the music industry use his name, and there's a common theme surrounding those lyrics. Here's an example.
Fuck Illuminati, that boy 6 got my back. 6 make this beat, 6 bring the heat, you got on repeat. 6 got my back, 6 make this beat, 6 bring the heat, you got on repeat.
Which, by the way, this is the album cover that song is on. Next, I'd point out the comic book that he did. Not so much the fact that superheroes can be equated to the Nephilim. It was this.
You end up coming up with the storyline and everything. I mean, where do ideas come from?
I know, yeah. So that's a very deep question.
Where do they? Yeah. And it came to me of just, were you about a character that could punch people through the chest?
Yeah.
And then, like, what if they were half god, half immortal? And then, what if they were alive for 80,000 years?
What would you do with this idea?
Society do with that? And then be used, but then he's cursed with violence.
He doesn't want to be violent.
He doesn't want to be violent.
No, but it's in his blood.
He can't die, and then he doesn't know who his father is.
Saying he doesn't know who his father is was the cherry on top. Next, I'd say his response when asked about the old photos that look like him. Also on Jimmy Fallon.
Have you ever seen the website KeanuIsImmortal.com or heard about this?
I've heard about it recently.
Yeah. This is fans of yours. You have a lot of great fans out there, and what they do is they find old paintings and old pictures from like the 1500s of dudes that look like you. So this thing that you've been on the earth since you've just been around. There's just different generations. I just wanted to show you just
We're all stardust, baby.
I know.
Not only does that answer denounce God, but stars symbolically represent the divine beings who rebelled against God. I'd also have to point out some of his movie titles or plots, such as The Watcher, The Devil's Advocate, Constantine, Good Fortune, Exposed, a movie containing angels and demons, The Matrix, replicas, Johnny Mnemonic, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Dracula. There's more, but I also want to point out that Reeve means overseer, and the Anunnaki are often equated to the Nephilim, crowned nicest man in Hollywood. Even Satan masquerades as an angel of light. Worth noting, all this influence comes out of a city called Los Angeles, which means the angels, aka City of Angels, and they call them stars. Again with the stars.
So we have another Keanu Reeves conspiracy. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, but what do you guys think about this one? Personally, I think the old pictures don't all look like him, just a coincidence. But the sarcasm they had when talking about where he got his idea from, like they knew something and were laughing in our faces about it. And then the Stardust reference, when a lot of the people we call stars are in Los Angeles, the City of Angels. This is a rabbit hole that I think is worth going down if you're interested in celestials and divine beings and all that.
Guys, they're literally carrying a full video dropping now.
Is one of my buddies in there? No way, they're sacrificing. They might be sacrificing one of the people they caught, sneaking into the group.
I don't know if this is real. I really hope it's not. But if it is, how is this legal? Like, who are they carrying? What are they doing? As soon as I would have saw that, like what they were carrying, I would have called the cops. And then him saying what they were probably doing did not help. Like, this is so scary. How do you even find yourself in a situation like this? Okay, so first the video says to read the description for context, so here's that. Of course, people are always trying to say that old people were crazy, but if my neighbor would have told me this, and then I see this dude just taking a stroll down my street, I would have sworn we were in the movie Men in Black. Like, what would you do if your neighbor said they saw a UFO and some guy paid them a visit, and then you see this dude? A little warning for the next clip, it's just special effects makeup, but if you get easily scared, just skip to the timestamp on the screen, please. First of all, awesome special effects. But yeah, if I ever see one of those and it's the apocalypse, I'm cooked. I don't think I can get away in time. I could barely beat the clickers in The Last of Us. No way I could beat one in real life.
There's a theory currently circulating that a zombie outbreak is being hidden from the general public, and while that sounds crazy at first, what if they're onto something? According to some allegations, a zombie outbreak started in the UK and slowly worked its way down to the US, all of it being covered up. According to the same person who made these allegations, there were a few situations both in the UK and the US where a person bit another person and a wide area around that incident was quarantined for a day or two. Now, I wasn't able to find any information on that, so take that with a grain of salt. I did, however, find out that a government office in Texas released preparation guides on how to survive a zombie attack. And oddly enough, in just the last 2 weeks, 2 people were recorded on separate occasions eating deceased animals raw, which I'll admit is extremely strange behavior. Now, obviously, a zombie outbreak is an extreme scenario, and it's most likely not gonna happen. But if it did happen, what would you do, and would you survive?
I would try my absolute best to make it, but no promises. And I honestly feel like if they wanted to, they could most definitely hide this from us. But with all these movies about an outbreak and even a government office releasing a pamphlet on how to deal with one, I think they already conditioned us a little bit so we don't completely freak out. But that's just me. A little warning for the next clip, it's not real, but again, if you get easily scared, please skip to the timestamp on the screen. I don't know if I would even be able to scream if I didn't have a heart attack first. I know it's not real, but just the fact that the clip exists is enough to give me nightmares.
Well, you know what time it is? We gotta talk, because yesterday, as I was scrolling through TikTok, what was the one video that I saw probably 30 to 40 times on my For You page? That would be the mothership that was allegedly filmed in Fort Myers. Have you seen it? You haven't? Let me show you.
From not being there to being there, and I think I just caught it.
Now, the lady who took that video said in the video that she had been watching the beach cams for weeks and weeks, hoping to get a glimpse of the mothership, and then, luck would have it, she caught that.
Cam, look.
This broke my brain a little bit because that does look like an alien spaceship, but wouldn't people have noticed a massive ship like that even if it was late at night? There would be more pictures and videos, right? I don't know if there's water around there because it could be a reflection of something, but what do you guys think about this?
There's a reason why you shouldn't look under your bed at 3 in the morning. A man online shared a story that honestly made my stomach drop. He shared that supposedly when he was 12 years old, he was sleeping on his bed, of course, like anyone should, and that supposedly, like around 3:06 in the morning, he heard scratching coming from under his bed. At first, he thought it was his dog, but he realized that his dog was sleeping literally right next to him. He said the scratching kept going slow, aggressive. It felt like there was like long nails rubbing against wood. At 12 years old, he was honestly very terrified. Of course, he said he was sweating under his blankets, and then all of a sudden, while trying to ignore this thing, he heard whispering his name. I mean, whatever it was whispering his name from under the bed. The funny thing is that his body completely froze when he realized that his mattress or his bed was way too small, like way too short. There's no way that there could be a person under his bed. He then claimed that he felt his mattress lift like slightly, like if something was trying to push it upward. Yeah, this made him hide more under the blankets, and he was sweating. He told me he was sweating under there. After like 10 minutes, he built the courage to uncover himself from the blankets and run and turn on the light. And when he looked under, there was no one there. Like, no, after hearing all that, going through all that all night, there's no way that I'm sleeping alone in my room.
I would have either screamed for my parents or Superman jumped to my door because there's no way 12-year-old me was staying in my room alone when a thing is whispering my name. And then to make it worse, the bed started lifting a little bit. These night demons are getting a little too brave.
I'm sorry, so now you're telling me with everything else we have going on right now, we have to deal with a potential zombie apocalypse happening? You heard me correctly, a zombie apocalypse. Now, before we brush this story off, as someone is making it up, oh, it's fake, people are crazy. There are some very convincing videos going around social media, and I've seen 4 of them now in under 24 hours. The first one coming from London, where people described a group of people looking like zombies consuming what looked to be other people or potentially deceased animals. Okay, so one crazy video. Then I see a video coming out of Tennessee where a lady is describing almost the exact same situation. Okay, we got 2 videos. Now, a third video scrolls. A lady in North Carolina, a very convincing lady, talking about how her and her husband went out and behind a store, they saw what appeared to be a zombie-like pale woman consuming either another person or a deceased animal. So now we got 3 videos. Now this morning, I see the exact same type of video coming out of Seattle, claiming the same thing that they saw in London is happening in Seattle. So I looked into this story, of course, because I wanted a more scientific approach at it. And the scientific approach is that most likely this story is made up out of 3, which then red flag, boop, 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 boop. That's them trying to cover up that this might potentially be real. So they're saying that the disease may be coming from deer. Now, I don't know how many countries have deer. I would assume England does. I know America does. So that could be likely, but truth starts somewhere. And for all of these people to have such convincing stories of what they saw and it had to do with a zombie apocalypse, we all have a lot going on. I don't know if we can handle a zombie apocalypse on top of all of this.
So either this is an elaborate setup for a new movie, or they're testing us to see how we would react if an outbreak really did happen. With everything going on in the world, is this another distraction, or are they trying to prepare us for something?
This is some of the eeriest cryptid footage you've seen in a while. It was just highlighted on June 11th, 2026. The caption reads, "The landowner was advised to set up cameras around his property, especially around the old buildings like the butler's quarters." And that's where the action was. Take a look. The back porch camera set up on the old building on the owner's remote land catches something unexpected. Something that looks like the rake. It has glowing eyes, pale skin, a small head, and a humanoid frame. It's crouched down on all fours and keeps peeking out and quickly hiding back behind the building. It does this a couple of times until it reveals itself the most on the last peek. We see its arm and shoulder move, showing us it's not just an animal. Some skeptics tried to say it was just a raccoon or something, but we can see it's human-shaped here. Also, its skin is pale and whitish, and its head is very small. So it's said that the landowner was experiencing strange happenings all over his remote acres. And that's exactly why he was advised to set up cameras around the vast land. A decision that did help him figure out what was going on, but a decision he would likely regret. A decision that made him dive headfirst into a world he didn't want to explore. Do you sell your property and move, or do you try to stay and deal with it? Do you try to hunt the creatures and scare them off? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how he handles this one.
What is that? I'm moving immediately if I ever saw something like that on my security camera. I know the glowing eyes are probably from like a light on the camera or from the house, but I still don't like it. What are you doing if you see something like this on your security camera?
There's a conspiracy theory that claims that we're already dead, and the evidence comes from science. There are two things that are documented to happen when someone clinically dies. The first is that your entire life will flash before your eyes, and the second is that your brain keeps working 7 minutes after your body is gone. And we've literally recorded the brain still firing after death, actively creating memories. So for 7 minutes, we're in this like dreamlike state where we're reliving our entire life. And according to this guy you may have heard of, Albert Einstein, time is relative. But what does that actually mean? This is suggesting that 7 minutes in the real world could feel like 100 years in the dream state. Kind of like when you fall asleep, you dream an entire movie, then wake up 5 minutes later. Now here's where it gets weird. Some people believe that we all died in 2012. That's when the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world. And remember, this is all just for fun, and this is just a conspiracy theory. This theory suggests that instead of an apocalypse, we collectively slipped into this 7-minute brain echo.
Now, this is really crazy to think about. Those last 7 minutes can feel like an eternity to us when we're in that dream state, and we wouldn't even know. And then throw in the 2012 conspiracy where we all fell into that dream state collectively without even knowing. What do you guys think about this? Because this kind of blew my mind. We've reached the end of the road for today. Which one of those TikToks was the creepiest to you? Let me know below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep the high beams on. I'm your host, and I'll see you back on the paranormal highway very soon.